Buenos Dias Gunners Collective TV. Back at it? You already know. Like a muff, smack at it. Bye up, bye up, bye. And in menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all, so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel, and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and I'm very much so appreciative. So thank you. I know I couldn't do it without you. So Flaco, huh? A convict's perspective. You know, yesterday I was asked during the live, man, to speak on Flaco's case. And a lot of people have asked, what's going on with Big Flax, right? What's going on with Flaco? Like I would know, right? And to be totally honest with you, I've not had a conversation on the phone, a letter, a paloma, a huila, zero in over a year. And that's by choice, okay? First and foremost. You know, Flaco is a different type of character, a different type of person, right? He is the type of individual, man, that does his own thing. He's going to do what he does. And that's just it, you know? And me, myself, I'm a very untrusting person. Very aware of my surroundings. And if I just don't feel that I could trust you in a situation, or I don't feel you have my best intentions at heart, then the best thing for me to do is distance myself. It's the way I've always been, man. So I chose to distance myself for a number of reasons when it comes to Big Flaco, right? But I don't want to disrespect that vato. So when I was asked to talk about his case, to be totally honest with you, you know, just like everyone else, I've done my homework. I know what situation he's going through, what he's got going on. But I don't want to speak on this case because it's ongoing. And we're talking about a man's life. We're talking about a man that allegedly is facing 60 years for whatever he did out there in Arizona, right? And now I'm going to give you guys some behind the scenes things on some conversations we had and how I started to notice, you know, Flaco taking a fall, I guess, the downfall, you know, and it was very unfortunate. You know, when I first met Flaco, it was about almost 5 years ago. And, you know, just like anyone else, man, I was in the workforce doing my thing. And I used to get home from the shop at night. And it took me a while to unwind. So, and this was prior to me being a YouTuber or knowing anything about YouTube. All I knew was they played music videos. And that's about it. I used to watch YouTube for music videos. So I would get off work, throw on some music videos, trip out, lay in the bed, watch YouTube or whatever until I got tired, and then boom, I'm going to sleep, right? And as I'm watching YouTube, I start to notice some videos. You know, I start to watch videos like Dub's channel. There were several other channels, and I stumbled across, you know, Big Botcher's channel, and then I stumbled across stories written by a current prisoner with Flaco. He had done an interview, or he was doing interviews on that channel at the time. And I recognized his name from Tracy Prison. Now, you have to understand one thing about people that have been incarcerated or locked up. It's hard to forget names. You remember a lot of the gente you were locked up with. You remember a lot of the times, your cells, the yards, the facility, what side you were on, the A side, the B side, you know, if you're in 201A or 101A or whatever, you know what I mean? You'll remember. And I remember hearing his name in Tracy in about 2006 when I pulled up active. You know, I pulled up and we were on a lockdown situation. The Norteños were at that time because we were getting off with a white group called the Wolf Pack, right? And we were just going to come off that lockdown situation and get back to functioning and programming when I pulled up. Because that's how it was in Tracy. You'd be, it doesn't matter if the Norteños from fucking a year ago kicked it off or someone kicked it off. Any Northerner that pulls up or any white that pulls up or Southerner, depending upon if your group's on lockdown, you're on lockdown automatically with the rest of your gente. It's not like, hey, you weren't there, so you're not part of that. Charlie, you're going right into a lockdown situation. So I went right into a lockdown situation in reception, but we were coming out of it. And I remember Flaco's name was floating around as being one of the catalysts of that situation. He was in a position at that time within the household to call that shot, I guess. And, you know, back then Flaco was doing his thing. So I remembered his name, where he was from. and it always stuck with me. And I didn't meet him per se, but I knew who he was, or like I said, I had heard his name floating around. So fast forward to years later, I'm watching YouTube, and I hear his name mentioned and where he's from. Remember, I had never met this guy, so I didn't know what he looked like or nothing. I didn't recognize his voice. I just recognized his name. So I figured out how to leave a DM, how to leave a message, asking him, "Hey, is this you, bro?" Whoop de whoop. I was locked up in 2006. Just just wondering. And he got back at me. Got back at me through YouTube. "Yeah, that's me. What's up, bro? Yeah, I know who you are. Or, I've heard of you." And we started to conversate, exchange phone numbers. Now, you got to understand, at that time, I didn't know zero about Flaco's history or his past other than Tracy prison. I didn't know what his situation was, what he had went through, his status, nada. All I know is at this time, I'm a working man taking care of my family, not part of the gang life anymore, but definitely once was part of that in a very high capacity, very high level. So we get to conversating about all that, and he asked me to do an interview on Stories Written by a Current Prisoner, and at first I didn't want to, because I was like, what can I bring to the table? I'm not trying to get clout. I'm not trying to get popularity. I'm not aiming for any of that, right? And he was just like, "Hey, bro, we'll look out for you, we'll cash you out, whatever." Interview. So I said, fuck it. It'd be cool to hear myself on TV just like anyone else would think, right? And so I do it, and it blew up. It did good numbers. And so Flaco reaches out to me, and he's like, "Hey, bro, you should start a channel. You should think about starting a channel. It can be beneficial to you, as far as monetarily. You can make some money or whatever." I'm like, fuck it. I got nothing to do anyways. I'm not out there in the streets running around. Let me try this. So I did, and it worked, right? And I won't say it blew up, but it did good numbers. And Gunners Collective began, right? So yes, Flaco was instrumental in putting the idea in my head. I'll never take that from him. But I kind of put in my own work. So about the same time that I started, maybe 2 weeks prior, him and Big Rojo started their own channel called A Convict's Perspective. And we used to work hand in hand, to help each other, build our channels. We were learning the ropes together, you could say. My popularity, and I would say Rojo's popularity, kind of blew up compared to Flaco's. And I think that right there in itself left a bitter taste in Flaco's mouth. And he didn't like that. He didn't like that. So I started to notice the cold shoulder at some points. I started to notice some situations where, I was getting talked about or whatever. I was getting hated on from a whole bunch of different directions. So the best thing for me to do was to step back, right? About the same time I started hearing about Flaco's past and a whole bunch of fucking rumors, and people were saying things. And rather than jump into those shenanigans and point fingers out of all, it's not my get down, exposing that and all. Nah, I didn't. Whatever it was. I wasn't aware of the situation in the beginning, so I felt like, blindfolded into the mix. But I said, what? The best thing for me to do is just distance myself. So I did that. And Flaco didn't like that. And there was a lot of back and forth as far as disrespect and hatred. But even before that, we used to talk on the phone. And I never felt the need to discuss illegal activity or anything like that with Flaco, just because, man, you don't trust everybody. You don't put everyone onto your business or even speak on other people's business. Not that I was doing anything illegal at the time. I just didn't want no fucking part of that, right? Facts. So there was a situation where Flaco was living in California, and he decided he was going to move out of state. He had met a woman, and he was going to do his thing. And me, I'm the type of homie, it's like this with me. You ask my advice, I'm going to give it to you. Sometimes I'm going to give it to you if you don't want it. And it's up to you to do what you do. I don't know everything. I ain't fucking Dr. Felipe and this shit, right? But at the same time, I've been through some situations in my life to let you know that when it comes to women, it's a very delicate situation. They could fuck your life off, right? So, from what Flaco told me, I just was very, I was nervous for him. Like, hey, bro, you're willing to go out of state, do all this for a chick, be aware, bro, pay attention. Shit ain't always what it seems on the surface. So the moment he touched down, there was, some conflict or whatever, but that was his business. I don't want to speak on his family business or what he had going on with his chick. I'm just saying, I started to notice a different Flaco started to come out. He started to become more different. He changed a little bit. And it could be due to internal conflict with whatever he had going on, domestic shit or whatever. But he started to get into it with a lot of people, started to become a rapper and make songs even about me, disrespecting me, start to expose people, and just do all these different things that is really not in the nature of his character. But, you know, people crash out. And that's one thing about this YouTube shit is it can crash some people out, man. Some people, whatever going on in their personal life could affect what's going on, you know, on YouTube. And you can start to blur them lines and notice. And I started to notice. Again, it was about that time I said, you know what? I don't want nothing to do with this guy. Not because he's necessarily a bad person or because he ever did something real bad to me. I just didn't want to be involved with that. You know, it seemed like I was getting blamed when every time his name was mentioned, my name was mentioned. And it's like, look, we had our ups and downs, we had our conflict, but man, I'm going to stay away, you know? And I couldn't trust this man. Look, and this is true. I'm being real, man. And Flaco can make videos if he does get out or whatever. It's just facts. I couldn't trust this man enough to have phone conversations behind the scenes because he would record them, you know, to use them later on to fucking try to, you know, expose someone or make them look bad. So I just didn't even reach out. I got to a point where it was just like, you know, I'm just going to do my own thing, man. You live your life, man, respectfully. There's no issues, no problems, but I'm going to do me. You know, I got to worry about my family, my kids, what I got going on, my YouTube channels, everything. I didn't have time to participate, but I still watched Flaco from a distance, and I observed his get down and what he was doing. And I started to notice a decline, slowly but surely. Not only a decline in his channel, his numbers, but also a decline in his health and his appearance, right? And look, let's be real. You know, when someone loses weight that rapidly, it can only be one or two things. Or it could be stress, you know, anxiety. You got issues going on, man, and you're not taking care of yourself or eating right. You know, stress has a lot to do with it. Or it could be, you know, you're sick. You know, you get sick. And, you know, when I got sick, right before I was diagnosed with diabetes, I started to lose weight. That was due to the medication and the certain things that they were trying to do to help me deal with it. My body wasn't agreeing with it, man. So I stepped back from a lot of things, right? And started to get healthier again, gain my weight back. And, you know, but there was a point there where I was looking in the mirror, not recognizing myself. And it had nothing to do with drugs or skante or anything like that. It had to do with, you know, I was sick. I still am sick, but that's just how it is. I've learned to deal with it, you know, and it's all because of you. A lot of the supporters have given me a lot of game on how to deal with my diabetes, and I appreciate it, man. All the teas and the different diets, and man, just people have helped me. My AC1 is down. My AC level is down like a motherfucker, right? But I appreciate it. So, but with Flaco, you know, there started to become a lot of people that started to notice what I started to notice, man. And I'm going to be cut and dry and real, man. I started to notice it looked like he was sawing a good one, right? But I would never say that to him or about him or get on his lives and leave comments and disrespect the man. When a man's down on his luck or a man is you know, on that road, that path to destruction, you want to uplift him. You want to help him. You don't want to fucking demoralize him and talk more shit and put him in a situation where he feels everyone's against him. That ain't cool. That ain't right. Doesn't matter what this Vato has done in his past or been alleged to do. And we all know those that know who Flaco is, man, everything that they say he's done or he's did in his life. But no one truly knows that man unless you were right there. You know, and there's a lot of people that speak on his name and act like they know him personally. Like they've been around the Vato, right? They'd be truly surprised if they met Flaco in real life, just how big a motherfucker is, the type of character he is. Because a lot of people have never met him in real life. See, I had the not, I won't say the honor, but I've met him in real life. So I know exactly his characteristics and his DNA and makeup, what he does, right? And like I said, for my own benefit, for my own self, once I became aware of all these allegations and certain things in the past, I took a step back just because I don't need the drama and I don't want to be involved in it. You know, they say birds of a feather flock together. Sometimes someone else's shit lands on your plate, and I'm not trying to eat shit, right? I'm not trying to be a part of that. Whether he did what the allegations are saying in the past of the telling stuff or he didn't, it's none of my business. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's nothing I could do to elaborate or corroborate his stories or not, or tear him down. If that man says it, you have to take it for face value. That's it, period. You know, I did my proper homework on it, and I just chose to step back. Truth. So now I see, I was watching the other day, myself and Dubs, we were watching, and Flaco popped up on a live. He was gone. I was a little concerned because, like I said, I watch his channel from time to time just to, sometimes Flaco's quick on the draw. He's always been like that. Sometimes he'll have some good stories. To be honest, that I could piggyback off of, that I could say, you know what, because I'm real. I keep it real, uncut. I could say, hey, man, it's a good story. I'm going to give my perspective on it. And I think we do that as content creators. Everybody watches everyone else, maybe not their whole spiel, but to see what everyone's talking about. That's how you find out the news, right? Because you might be a little slow on it. You might be in traffic. Just like the other day, Lefty Gunplay fucking, everyone's saying he collapsed. I had heard something, but I was in traffic all day. So by the time I got home, Dubs ran me down. I watched the videos and my video was out a little late. I missed the train, right? But you know what I'm saying? It's like that. So we all watch each other to try to get the latest of what's going on, especially in our genre. And so I would watch Flaco because for some reason, I don't know if this motherfucker has a built-in computer chip behind his ear, but he would always know what was going on. Again, no communication, no talking on the phones, no none of that. He jumped on my live a couple times and said, I'm just here to watch. Hey, respects, I'm going to do my thing. That's it. I just wanted to distance myself. I've distanced myself from a lot of YouTubers because I'm not with the shenanigans and the drama, man. I'm just trying to do me, right? Facts. So anyways, I started to know, what happened was I started to notice he didn't drop videos for a while. So I told Doug, man, it's pretty concerning. Flaco ain't dropping videos. I know he's up there going through some shit, fighting a case, and I've seen where he's talking about he's facing 60 years or life, and wow, I couldn't even imagine, right, at this point in your age in your life, having children and going through the emotions. But again, I don't know what to believe with Flaco, because at the end of the day, man, there was some things that he's saying, oh, I got this case beat, I'm going to beat this case. Then the next day was like, man, I need a lawyer. There was just a lot of going on that I was reading, and I was just like, this seems like a man that doesn't really know what it is. He's kind of conflicted, right? He's going through some shit. Whatever. It's not for me to judge. So I step back in the situation and I'm watching. So I told Dub, yeah, fuck yeah, I haven't seen him drop videos. And all of a sudden, I see him live. And I'm not going to lie, man. This is total honesty right here. No hating, none of that. He was looking very bad, man. Looked like he lost 150 pounds, fucking out there in the desert, wherever he's at, looking fucking, dirt bad. And it boggled my mind that someone that's going through some type of situation would even be on YouTube, because to be honest with you, my first impression was, damn, is Flaco out here panhandling? Is that what he's doing? Is he out there in the park somewhere trying to get feria? Has it come to that point? I ain't even gonna lie. I almost sent him a little 50 on Cash App, just, I almost reached out just out of the blue, like, fuck, bro. But then again, I don't want to be an enabler to anything, right? So I just watched from a distance, shook my head, and was, at one point in time, this guy was a friend. So to me, it's like, damn, I hate to see that, And then he does his little videos, whatever. And then, now people are making videos that he was locked up for whatever reason. Here's my thing. When a man is down, and he's doing bad, and one thing I can say about Flaco, he has helped a lot of people. He has, when he first started his YouTube channel, he would call people and help them and whatever, and he would reciprocate help back, he would receive help back. And anyways, man, that man's going through whatever he's going through. You don't kick a dirt dog when he's down, right? When he's howling, you let him come up out of it. Don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution. When I was asked to speak on his case, his ongoing shooting case or whatever, I don't know the details on it. I only know what I've seen on other videos, but I've never sat down and had a conversation with Flaco myself, so I'm not going to tell you his side of the story or their side of the story is true. I don't know. I wasn't the cucaracha on the wall. And even if I did know, it's not my business to speak on. It's an ongoing case, man, of a man that's facing life, basically, according to him. Why would anyone put out his shit? No disrespect to those that do. I understand everyone rocks differently. But my thing is, that's his personal business. That's real life for him. See, no one else is affected. They're only affected is being having feelings hurt or not liking a guy or whatever. But this guy, it affects him greatly and immensely in a real life, right? I hate seeing that shit. That's like seeing all this content that comes out about people getting hit in prison. Oh, this Vato got hit, or this Vato got hit, or this Vato got hit. Always videos about who got stabbed and who got hit. Where's the video about who the Vato lifer that finally got out after 20 years? Where's the video of the fucking guy that graduated and got his college degree in prison? Where's those videos at? We will never see those because it's all about drama. And I think with Flaco, it's all about people are praying and hoping on his demise, on his downfall. I'm not one of them. My prayers are with him and hoping that he gets his shit together. Am I going to sit here and sugarcoat it and say he's not all sconted out or on one? I don't know if he is, but he looks like it, right? That's real. Whatever he's got going on, man, as you know, his ears have changed shape, right? I'm just, it's just different. Things are different. So anyways, man, for those that asked the question, what's going on with Big Flaco? Is he locked up? From what I hear, yeah, he is. How much time he's facing and what he's locked up for, you could easily do your homework and Google it and figure that out, man. It's not for me to speak on. And that's it, whatever he's going through in life, I hope he's able to get his shit together, like I said, and bounce back from it. But I don't think that YouTube is a place to do that for this gentleman, man. I think putting everything and exposing your whole hand in your life on YouTube, especially when you're doing bad, man. I know you expect people to take you for the good and the bad, but people, they're gonna, you can't get upset with people clowning on you when you're fucking looking like Skeletor, okay? You can't block people, and when people are saying, hey, bro, fuck, you look like you're on a great one, you can't get mad at them for that. Because you're putting yourself out there publicly for ridicule and to be, examined and picked apart. I'm just being real, man. With Flaco, man, like I said, I hope he gets his shit together in life, man. And that was just a time in my life, when I was unaware of situations and it was all good. And now I'm way from a distance. And I'm saying, I just hope that your life turns out how you want it, man. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive to struggle, the struggle to strive. Again, I wouldn't even done this video, but I was asked several times. And out of respect for my supporters and people that truly follow me, that asked me to do something, that's about what I can give you, bro. I'm not going to give you intricate details into that man's life. I'm not going to try to make him look worse than he's already making himself. I'm not going to talk about his ongoing cases because I feel people that are doing that is dry snitching. That's just me. That's just how I feel. Okay? Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly and honestly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people, man. The gun.